Namaste, beautiful yogis. I wanted to come on and briefly speak about diet or how to eat for weight loss, or how to create intuitive diet, or how to connect to food, however you want to call it. If you've watched my videos before, it's not gonna be a diet video or how to lose weight video, but it's gonna open up a conversation in that regard in order for us to create a more balanced outlook or connection to food. So I've been sharing the potato diet, and I think that's why I wanted to do it, because I don't it's really difficult to create diet videos because you could say a few things and it's incomplete, and it kind of creates not a complete picture. Now, for weight loss, one of the main things to remember is that when we're overeating, which generally leads to weight gain, and we need to find back the balance. When we're overeating, it's usually that is the result of something else. We're hungry in some area in our life. There is a sense of no fulfillment or hunger in a different area in our life, so we're turning on to food because there isn't that satisfaction in the other area in life. That's one possibility. Another is just a sense of numbing. We need numbing because life is too much. We feel things too much. And of course, the answer to all of this is of course yoga, or any form of mindfulness and movement and just creativity, but finding passions and fulfilling our hunger in other areas in life. Sorry, you're crooked. Finding passions. This is very important to find fulfillment in other areas in life, so that we're not looking for one form of satisfaction or fulfilling hunger. One thing to remember with diets is to never follow a diet in a dogmatic way or diet whatsoever. Don't be dogmatic about food. Don't have strict rules. I have in my life had strict rules because I think I came to spirituality with more of an ascetics type of understanding, and things are more strict and more austere. And through the years, I have gone a little more towards just flowing with things and finding ease and just abundance, and at the same time intuitive fluidity and just ease with things. Things don't have to follow a particular rule. There are general rules that we can adopt, such as when you are trying to create a better relationship with your food. That's probably what I should call the video. Diet for weight loss, it's more of a catchy title, but that's not what I would talk about really. So I'll either call it diet for weight loss or intuitive relationship with food. But the general rules to follow are, I would say, I actually have a few notes. Whole foods, that should be your main rule, and it's a very loose and broad rule. And after that, seasonal, local, and diverse. Those three words are very important because seasonally things change and you flow with the seasons. You're not gonna eat watermelons in winter, but you're gonna eat an abundance of them in season, in summer, and same goes for every other fruit or vegetable. Go to the market and buy what you're attracted to. Just look at the beautiful things, or even when you're picking stuff, get attracted to stuff, get connected with food, get excited about nature and appreciative and grateful that this is being produced, and that comes out of nature, and gratitude for all the people that create it, grow it and bring it to you. So turnip greens, for example, radish greens, things that you've never tried before. If they're in season, if you see them at the market, buy them and prepare them, and that will create a beautiful connection with your food. Diversity, always rotate things, just shift things a lot. If things are flowing in and out of season, you're moving to another place, you live at another place, you visit, just try everything, be open and just explore things, especially when there are wholesome whole foods, not the fried cuisine of every place. And so no dogmatic, no rules, no following specifics or plans, because that removes the intuitive. You can see general plans to get an idea, or even purchase plans and stuff, but don't stick to anything to the T, because then it removes your own needs and your own specifics and your own location and everything. So make sure that you're always flowing. Like when I say I'm doing intermittent fasting, I really am not doing it according to the rules, quote unquote. Through the years, maybe I used to teach yoga and would drive from one place to another, and I would not drink much, maybe water, and it wasn't like lattes and stuff. But now I will have lattes through the day, juice, always juice. So don't follow specifics, but just be in tune with your body and with your own schedule. We all have a different schedule, different needs, different everything. And I'm big on juices, lemon juice always, and carrot latte. I have many carrot lattes a day, because and if I don't have milk, I'll do carrot tea, just the powder and water, because I used to love cocoa, but it's not working for me really. So I switched to carob. I used to do both carob and cocoa, and now just carob, and I love it. It's kind of like moringa latte in that regard, of a super food that you drink throughout the day. Carob is high in calcium and magnesium, some iron, etc. So it's really good for you. So have those things, nourishments that sometimes are not according to the rules. So you've never heard anybody else does them, but you're attracted to them. They work for you. They make you feel good, etc. Create excitement in your life that is away from food. So oftentimes, because we're bored, we eat. So have hobbies, find things that you want to study, learn. And if you can't at the moment, that's also okay. Don't feel guilty that right now you feel uninspired. It's an ebb and flow. We're not going to be just inspired the entire time and on and up. There will be periods in life, and we have to have acceptance. Then just go for a walk if you don't have a hobby. Sit in nature, but try to create some form of excitement in other areas in life. Have hobbies, read books, try to learn something new. There's so much. Since I was very little, I felt this almost panicky feeling, but it's not panic, but it's just insane urgency. Oh my god, there's so much to learn. I don't think I will have enough time in this lifetime. It's just I'm not having enough time, and it was this urgency. I better learn. Because there's so many things to learn, in my field of yoga and spiritual things, and crystal healing and herbology and astrology, and especially astrology. You can dedicate a few lifetimes and won't get really anywhere, but intuitively you will. And another thing is, yes, intuition. You have to use your intuition, and that comes with time. So don't be impatient, but also try to feel things, try to understand things on a different level. That's why a strong mind is a good thing. I have a very strong and a very forgetful mind, and I think that has served me really well, because I can take in a lot of information, but I forget it. I read a lot of books, but I don't remember them at all, because I get the concept, but then I make it into my own thing, because I don't want to repeat things. I don't want to recite books, especially when it comes to knowledge. I want to maybe get an idea of what other people think about the subject, but I don't want this to be how I understand the subject. So I forget it, and that serves me. Maybe some of it is filed somewhere, but overall I develop a new relationship with the subject, where I'm intuiting and feeling it and thinking about it. So intuition, so that you can write your own rules. You can create your own rules, scratch certain things that are not, that don't sit well in your body. Let's say cronometer, going from spiritual and just loosey-loose to cronometer. Cronometer is an app. It's a free app online, and you can track all your macro and macronutrients. So if you enter everything you eat, it has meals and even fast food restaurants, restaurant meals, and also just ingredients. If you enter things, not continuously. I don't even enter once a week now, but sometimes I do. When I was pregnant, I entered it a lot to make sure that I'm getting nutrients, because I was not an experienced pregnant woman. It was my first pregnancy, so I wanted to make sure I'm getting nutrients. Since also my cravings changed, so I wasn't eating my typical food. Still, it was similar, but I had aversions during pregnancy. And use cronometer, especially if you change a diet or if you don't know if you're getting everything, just to get a general idea. Am I getting enough calcium? Am I getting, and don't think that the 100% value is your absolute point. Sometimes things are a little different in our body. Our absorption may be different, but you don't want to be consistently super low on something. If your iron is high, my iron levels are really high consistently, because anytime I check it, it is high. Always have enough raw and enough fruits. And fruits for me always should be raw. I would make an exception in something, but in general, raw fruit is alkaline, cooked fruit is more acidic. Fruit is cooked in nature, cooked in the sun, so we get that sun energy. So always have enough raw in your diet, even if it's winter and you're gonna just eat oatmeal and potatoes and other nourishing warm hot foods. Still have lemon juice or a little salad or a lot of fruit, citrus, apples and pears are so good in winter. Sprinkle cinnamon on top, and ginger if you want them to be very warming. But have raw, always have raw. Cabbage raw is very nice and warming for me. Cauliflower, broccoli, I love those raw. I love them cooked as well, but I think I prefer them raw. Maybe even grated Moroccan carrot salad. There is so many ways to introduce raw into your diet, radishes, etc. And as you rotate things, you'll find different recipes in different ways. Clean up your palate, because if you expect to be intuitive about food, but you've never cleaned up your palate, and you have that programming that you don't love fruit or you don't love vegetables, then that's not gonna work. There has to be a process of cleansing. I think probably that was my austere period, when I had to forget what I know and relearn. And it's not dramatically different, my diet, from how my mom used to cook. So she was quite into the natural things. Just the things I don't do is oil. I don't do oil, and I do relatively low fat, because it really works for me. I get enough fat. I've never had dry skin issues or anything like that. I get fat. The lattes are with almond milk or coconut milk or cashew milk, and I throw in my dips hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, walnuts, Brazil nut, or tofu. Tofu is fatty. So I get some fats, but I make sure that there are not too many, because I do have enough carbs in my diet, and the two in combination can that's what creates blood sugar issues. So if you have a lot of sugars, but a moderate amount of fats, between 10 and 20%. When I was cleansing, it was less than 10, but that's specifically very healing diet for when you're actually sick. That will make sure that the blood sugar is good and so forth. But some people are gonna have a different diet and it's still gonna work. So I'm just telling you what I do. And as I said, juices and drinks and lattes, be creative, be inspired, get excited about nature, trip out on nature, all of that. It's so much beauty there, and we can really benefit from nature. Focus on your emotional healing and emotional health, not in a self-obsessed, selfish way, but find silence and breathing out forgiveness for yourself, so that you can work through things and let go of certain conditioning, certain ideas about self, or certain obsession with the self, because that is the sickness of our society. It's self-obsession, and it's not a healthy place to be at. It's just not a healthy place to be at. We can always focus that energy in a very beautiful way. We sometimes, when you scroll through social media, you see all these not slowly, you will see all these self-obsessed images, things of our culture, and it is hard to even participate in social media and have your own voice if you're just completely dissolved. So you participate in it, but you try to bring your spin to it. But we are a part of a society that really needs to learn how to operate on a different level, and maybe this is the Great Awakening now. And we have to understand what we crave and what we're attracted to. When we go to the store, we have to get attracted to things. So when we go in nature and pick things, we have to be attracted to our food and be excited about it. And with the potatoes, nowadays I eat a lot of potatoes or a lot of dates. I still have really heavy date days because I need that concentrated sugar. With the potatoes, I always add a veggie, oftentimes cabbage, but I buy a lot of veggies. Like I buy kale, and I find ways to use them. I cook beans. There is a lot of rotation. I make dips that have a lot of things in them, like carrots and tofu and stuff like that. So that is it. It's just, it's simple. It's creating a sense of ease with it, and also ease with the body. The body will find its natural balance, exactly where the body wants to be, rather than where you want your body to be. So don't expect it to be a certain way, but allow it to be its healthy self, have love for the body, and things will eventually and over time just really morph into what they're supposed to be. All right, thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.